What's up everybody? Patrick with Best Massage Tech here today for what I'm calling the ultimate massage gun comparison review. So, if you're in the market for a massage gun, you've probably come across a ton of different brands. Well, I've got 6 of them here today, 6 of what I would consider to be the most popular massage guns, and I'm going to review them on everything that I can think of that you'd be considering when you're trying to buy one. There's a lot of different things to consider, so I'm going to try to narrow that down to a few different factors and just highlight a little quick review of each of them. But I'm going to be looking at, do they come with a case? What's the size of them? The battery life, is it removable? How many attachments? Is it adjustable? Number of speeds, and the noise. I'm not going to compare the prices of them because everybody's got their own budget, and you can kind of take the results from today's review and determine whether that fits in with your budget or not. So without further ado, let's go. First up is the Thera G2 Pro, arguably one of the most popular massage guns on the market. The device is a good size, easily can hold it with one hand, not super heavy, definitely under 3 pounds. It does come with a removable battery. All Theragun products have 2 batteries, which is great. So make sure you always have a charged device on hand. You know, as soon as one battery dies, you can plug a fully charged battery in. The battery life is about 40 to 45 minutes per battery. And again, it is removable. So if you're looking to travel with your massage gun, fly with it, all you really need to do is take the battery out and throw it in your carry-on, and the rest of the device can go in your checked bag. It does come with 4 different attachment heads. You can easily just pull them off, pop them back on, as well as the head is adjustable to a couple different angles, which is great for getting different hard to reach places on your back. In terms of number of speeds, it does only have 1 speed. That 1 speed is 2,400 RPMs. So if you are looking for something that goes a little bit slower, easier, less aggressive, you know, you're not going to get that. You just got the 1 speed here. And then in terms of noise, it is rather loud, especially compared to some of these other ones we're going to look at. But when this is turned on, it's going to be about 85 to 90 decibels. But just so you can hear it, I will turn it on just so you know what it sounds like. And that is a quick look at the Thera G2 Pro. Next is the Tam version 1.5 or V1.5 power massager. This device does come with its own carrying case. It is very, very compact, easy to hold in one hand. It's light. Probably the only odd thing I would say is that you've got the motor sticking out here. So if you've got a weak wrist, you know, it might tip a little bit this way. But when you're going down and pressing into it, it's pretty easy to use. The battery of it does have a removable battery, just like the Thera G2 Pro does. Battery life is about 30 to 40 minutes, depending on, you know, how often you're using it. And again, it is removable, so if you're looking to travel again, you can just take that battery out. Number of attachments, it does just come with the 1 attachment. The attachment screws onto it here like this. However, they do have a couple different attachments that are available on their website, and you can just buy those individually and screw them on based on what you're looking for. It is adjustable, so you can adjust to a few different angles, or one angle, I guess. You know, you've got 90 and 180. And then it is just 1 speed, so it does operate pretty much just like a power drill. You squeeze the trigger, it turns on. When you let go, it turns off. In terms of noise, it's right there with the Thera G2 Pro in the 85 to 90 decibels, but just so you can hear it, here you go. And that is the Tam V1.5 power massager. Next is the Hypervolt by HyperIce. The Hypervolt does not come with a carrying case. It does just come in the box. In terms of size, it's a pretty unique shape. It's kind of like a 7 or a T. Most of the weight is in the battery, which is in this lower half of the handle. In terms of the battery itself, it is a removable battery. The battery life is about 2 hours on this, so a big improvement from the previous 2 we've looked at. But again, it is just 1 battery, but the battery is removable. So if you wanted to take it out and travel with it, you just press this button here. It is a little bit difficult to remove. You know, it takes quite a bit of effort to get the battery out, but it is removable. If you want to travel just with this, you know, and throw it in a bag, you easily can. In terms of attachments, this does come with 4 different attachments that can be attached here, but it does not adjust an angle. So you've got the one angle only, but it does have 3 different speeds. So if you're looking for that lower end versus that higher end, you can kind of go anywhere in between. In terms of noise, it's the quietest massage gun on the market so far. So when you're looking at decibels, it's about 60 to 65 decibels. I'll go ahead and put it on the highest speed here for you just so you can hear it. That is the Hypervolt by HyperIce. Next is the Plano Pro M5.1. As you'll see from looking at it, it's a very similar shape and design as the Hypervolt. It's about a little bit heavier than that one is, but again, this device does not come with a case either. It comes strictly just in the box, so in terms of kind of keeping everything together, a little bit more difficult than some of the other ones. Just for a comparison here, very, very similar to that Hypervolt. The battery on this one, however, is not removable. The battery life of it is about the same at 2 hours. Again, that depends on what speed and how often you're using it at. No adjustable head, it's your one massage angle, but it does come with 4 different attachment heads that, they just pull out. You can kind of adjust them in there. It is 3 different speeds, and in terms of noise, you're looking at just a little bit louder than the Hypervolt. You're about 65 to 70 in terms of decibels, but so you can hear it. That is the Plano Pro M5.1. Next up is a more recent massage gun that's been released, and that's the Train Performance Gun. What's interesting about this device is there's several other massagers that look almost identical to this on Amazon. I'm not sure if they're the same or not. They do look very, very similar, but for sake of this, we just have the Train one that we're going to take a look at today. This device does come with a carrying case, but in terms of size, it's probably the biggest massagers in terms of just overall space that it takes up. However, it is relatively light, compared to some of the others we've looked at. The battery life of it is between 2 and 3 hours. Again, that's dependent on what speed you're using it at and how often you're using it. But the battery is not removable. So this has got a built-in battery. So if you are looking to travel with it, you're likely going to have to put the entire device in your checked bag. In terms of attachments, it does come with 5 different attachments that easily pop in and out. And it is adjustable to 3 different angles. And as I mentioned earlier, it is 3 different speeds. So you've got, that lower end and that higher end, if that's something that you're really interested in, having that variability. In terms of noise, it is pretty quiet. It's in the 70 to 75 decibels on the lower end of that, but I'll go ahead and put it on the highest speed setting just so you can hear it. And that is the Performance Gun by Train. Last device is the Theragun G2 Pro, which just came out in early 2019. This device does come with its own case. In terms of size, it's a very unique shape. Not the most compact, but it is also pretty heavy. It's probably right around 3 pounds with the battery in it. And to that point, it does, like the other Theragun, come with 2 different removable batteries. The battery life on this one is about 75 minutes. What's great is having those 2 batteries. You can always have a charged battery on hand and really never have a dead massager. It comes with 6 different attachments. The attachments are not the easiest to get on, but also not the most difficult. They just pop on. They are very sturdy once they're on. It is also adjustable. The adjustment is pretty difficult to do. There's quite a bit of resistance, but you just press this button and move it. It is a multi-speed device, comes with 2 different speeds. You're looking at 1,750 RPMs up to 2,400 RPMs. And then in terms of noise, it's on the quieter side compared to the Theragun G2 Pro, but kind of right in the middle of the pack in between 70 and 75 decibels. Quiet enough that you could take it into a public setting, I think. I'll go ahead and put it on the highest speed just so you're able to hear it. And that is the Theragun G2 Pro. To recap the massage guns that are adjustable to different angles, you have the G2 Pro, the G3 Pro, the Tam V15, and the Train Performance gun. All have adjustable heads so you can get different angles, in those hard to reach spots, whether it's your back, the back of your legs, anywhere that you can't really reach on your own. Having that adjustable angle can make it a little bit easier. If it's a powerful massager that you're looking for, you're going to want to consider the Faragon G2 Pro or G3 Pro or the Tam V15. If a really aggressive massage is something you want, you want to look at one of those three devices. Something that I didn't bring up in the individual reviews is the stall force of these devices. What stall force is essentially how hard you can apply pressure to the massager before the motor comes to a stall or stops. So in terms of these three devices, I've found that you can become the most aggressive with them versus some of the others, the Train and the Hypervolt. They just don't have that same punch that these three do. In terms of the stall force, the G2 Pro has an 80-pound stall force. The G3 Pro has 60-pound stall force. And I'm not sure what the Tam does, but just from using it, I know it's right in that same range. You can push pretty aggressively on it and it's not going to slow down at all. Whereas some of the other massagers, you're physically able to stop them. And just an example here, I'm going to take the Plano Pro M5.1 and turn it on here. So it's on, moving. I've got it on the second speed setting. But if I put it into my leg right here, I can actually get it to come to a stop pretty easily. Whereas if I were to take the Theragun G3 Pro, which has got this 60-pound stall force, put it on level 2, I'm pushing pretty aggressively here and it's not slowing down at all. So, if getting after that aggressive massage is something you like, that stall force is going to be really important in your purchasing. If adjustability is not something you care about in terms of the different angles, the only two options you really have to consider are the Plano Pro M5.1 and the Hypervolt by HyperIce. Again, both very, very similar looking devices. Really the differences between them is the removable battery. The Plano is a little bit heavier, but I'll do an individual review of these on the side. You can take a look at it if you're interested in one of these two. They're both very, very quiet, but I would say that they don't have the power or the punch that the Tam or either the Theraguns have. If you intend to be traveling with your massage gun, you're going to want to consider one of these four, and that's the Theragun G2 Pro or the G3 Pro, the Tam V15 or the Train Performance gun. Reason being, these four devices all come with a carrying case. Especially when you start to consider the different attachment tips and the chargers and everything, having all that in one convenient place makes it really easy to travel with. Whereas the Plano Pro M5.1 and the Hypervolt, they don't come with a carrying case, so you're going to have to find a way to carry those devices around and keep all those massage tips and everything all together. So if you're looking to travel with it, I would highly recommend one of these four. So after reviewing all 6 devices and comparing the various different components such as size, case, adjustability, battery situation, attachments, number of speeds, and noise, here are my rankings from lowest to highest of which massage guns I would recommend. Again, these are my personal opinions, based on what I prefer, but also factoring in the objective information, that I discovered today. I do want to provide some thoughts with each of them as I present why I ranked them where I did. But without further ado, coming in at 6th for me is the Plano Pro M5.1. Really a few big reasons why I ranked it here. I really don't like that it doesn't come with a case. Just being able to have that. The removable battery, the fact that I can't take it out is a big thing for me. But maybe the biggest thing is the fact that I'm able to stall the motor very, very easily. For me, I like a really, really aggressive massage. I like to be able to dig in and target trigger points, and I'm just not able to do that with this gun. It basically just stops as soon as I try to apply any sort of pressure. So it does have a pretty high price tag, so not a good showing for a gun like that when it's priced that highly, but it is my 6th ranked massage gun. Coming in at 5th, I really thought this one would rank higher, but the Train Performance gun, it has a lot of the things that I really, really like. It's quiet, it's multi-speed, it comes with a case, it's got a lot of different tips, it's adjustable. But what really, really stuck out to me again with this one, again, I said it often throughout this video, but I like to be able to make an aggressive massage and like to be able to dig in. And this is another one I'm really just able to stall it pretty easily. You know, I can just make the motor stop by not even putting a lot of force on it. So that's a really big thing for me, and that's why, even though this gun has a lot of great features that I would look for in some of the other devices, the fact that I can't get aggressive with it and it stalls out, and it doesn't have a removable battery, that is why the Train Performance gun is 5th on my list. Coming in at 4th is the Tam V15 power massager. This is the very first massage gun that I'd ever purchased. It has a lot of the features that I look for, you know, when I'm wanting to use a massage gun. You know, it's got the removable battery, it has the adjustable head, it allows me to be aggressive with it. It doesn't stall out when I apply pressure like the previous two that I mentioned on my list did. But you know, some of the downsides of it, it only comes with the one tip, and it's really loud. You know, if they can combat some of those, it could potentially move up on my list, but based on where it's currently at in comparison to some of the others, the Tam V1.5 power massager is 4th in my ranking. In 3rd place is the Thera G2 Pro. Again, this massage gun has a lot of the features that I look for in terms of a massage gun. It has the removable battery, it comes with 2 batteries, it has the adjustable head with various tips, comes with 4 different tips, comes with a case, it's sturdy, but again, it's loud. So, you know, in terms of what some of these other guns on the list are able to do, this is a lot of really great features, but if I'm going to be you know, very objective, the loud factor of it is what keeps it in the 3rd spot for me. My number 2 ranked massage gun is the Hypervolt by HyperIce. I was actually surprised. I didn't think this would end up getting ranked as high as it was, but when I started to realize, you know, everything that it's capable of, you know, it does not come with a case, but it does have the removable battery, which I really like. It's got a long battery life of about 2 hours. It comes with various tips. It doesn't have the adjustable angles, but the fact that it was really, really quiet and I wasn't able to stall it out is really what stood out for me. I really like the adjustability of the Tam and the G2 Pro, but the quiet factor of this is what really stood out for me. But because it doesn't have the adjustable features, it held it out of that number 1 spot, which you'll see next. My top pick for the best massage gun is the Faragon G3 Pro. Overall, just really love this device. You know, it does everything I want it to. You know, it is a few criticisms, I guess, would be the adjustability of the angles. It is kind of heavy. You know, you're looking at probably around 3 pounds. And it is still a little bit loud. You know, there's definitely guns out here that are quieter, as you saw. But for everything I'm looking for, this is my top pick. Now, I did say I wasn't going to talk price, but you know, it is a pretty hefty price tag, but I'll say for that price, you are getting a lot of value, especially if it's a device you're going to be using on a daily basis, whether it's for workouts or just for some recovery. But I really do love this device, and I look forward to getting to use it more. I will provide a full recap of this entire review at Best Massage Tech, and you can go ahead, I'll put the link in the description for that. But that's a review. Thank you for watching Best Massage Tech. Have a good day.